business history, dominance is usually earned slowly. Decades of capital investment, years of brand building, relentless pressure from competitors. But sometimes, dominance arrives overnight. In 2020, a company most people barely thought about became the backbone of global communication. Not through aggressive marketing, not through acquisitions, not through power, but through absence. Offices disappeared. Classrooms vanished. Courtrooms closed. And in that vacuum, one product filled the void. Zoom didn't just grow during the pandemic. It replaced physical presence. By April 2020, Zoom's daily meeting participants surged from 10 million to over 300 million in just 4 months. Its market value briefly rivaled America's oldest telecom giants. Its name became a verb, a habit, a requirement. And yet, this wasn't the company Silicon Valley expected to win. Zoom wasn't first. Zoom wasn't the biggest. Zoom wasn't backed by unlimited capital. So why did this company become indispensable while others faltered? Was Zoom a technological breakthrough, a cultural accident, or proof that business success is often decided long before the world is paying attention? To understand how Zoom became a global necessity, we need to go back to a time when video calls were considered a failure. For decades, video conferencing promised a future it never delivered. The idea was seductive. See colleagues across continents, eliminate travel costs, collaborate instantly. But the reality was frustrating. Lagging connections, frozen screens, dropped calls, and complex installations. Video conferencing became a corporate obligation, not a preference. By the early 2010s, the market was crowded with established players. Cisco Webex dominated enterprise contracts. Microsoft bundled Skype with Office. Google pushed Hangouts across Gmail. These companies had scale, distribution, and brand recognition. And yet, adoption remained shallow. Most meetings still happen in person. Most video calls felt exhausting. Most users tolerated the tools. They didn't enjoy them. Inside Silicon Valley, video conferencing was considered a solved problem. There was no obvious disruption left. That assumption was wrong. In 2011, a quiet engineer who had already lived through one failed video dream decided to try again. Not by reinventing the industry, but by questioning what everyone else had accepted as normal. His name was Eric Yuan. Eric Yuan's story begins far from Silicon Valley boardrooms. Born in China, Yuan grew up during a period of economic limitation. As a young engineer, he became obsessed with one problem: distance. While working in Beijing, his girlfriend lived hundreds of miles away. Train rides took days, and phone calls were expensive. He dreamed of face-to-face communication without travel. That dream led him to video conferencing, and eventually to web. Yuan joined Webex in its early days, and rose quickly through the ranks. He helped scale the product, witnessed its IPO, and watched it get acquired by Cisco for $3.2 billion. From the outside, this was a massive success. From the inside, Yuan saw something else. Customers complained constantly. The software was clunky, performance degraded as users increased, and innovation slowed after the acquisition. Yuan believed the core architecture was broken. He proposed rebuilding Webex from the ground up cloud first, video native, and optimized for reliability. Cisco, Saif, no. So Yuan did what most executives never dared to do. He left. In 2011, with limited funding and no guarantee of success, Eric Yuan founded Zoom Video Communications. At the time, this decision looked irrational. The market was crowded. Enterprise customers were locked into long-term contracts. New startups were failing regularly. But Zoom wasn't built to win market share quickly. It was built to fix one thing no competitor prioritized: user experience. Zoom's earliest years were quiet. No splashy launches, no viral campaigns, no bold claims about changing the world. Instead, Yuan focused on engineering discipline. Zoom was built on 3 radical principles: video quality over features, stability over customization, and ease of use over enterprise control. While competitors added dashboards, permissions, and integrations, Zoom focused on making meetings simply work. No complicated downloads, no multi-step logins, no IT intervention. Click the link, the meeting starts. That simplicity, however, came at a cost. Enterprise buyers often equated complexity with power. IT departments distrusted tools that employees liked too much. Investors questioned Zoom's defensibility. For years, Zoom grew slowly, mostly through word of mouth. Teachers recommended it to colleagues. Startups adopted it for remote teams. Sales teams noticed fewer dropped calls. Zoom wasn't dominating headlines, but it was building trust. By 2019, Zoom had over 80,000 business customers, consistently high Net Promoter Scores, and a profitable business model. Still, it remained a niche player compared to Microsoft and Google. Then the world broke. In early 2020, COVID-19 triggered something unprecedented. Physical proximity became a liability. Within weeks, offices closed, schools shut down, and conferences were canceled. Communication infrastructure became mission critical. Every company scrambled to move online, and suddenly, the weaknesses of existing tools became impossible to ignore. Microsoft Teams required setup and training. WebEx buckled under unexpected demand. Google Meet struggled with reliability at scale. Zoom did not. Why? Because Zoom had spent nearly a decade preparing for a moment it never predicted. Its cloud-native architecture allowed for rapid scaling. Its simplified interface eliminated onboarding friction. Its performance remained stable even as usage exploded. Zoom became the default, not through contracts, but through necessity. Teachers sent Zoom links. Doctors used Zoom for families hosted funerals on Zoom. By mid-2020, Zoom's revenue tripled year over year. Its stock price increased over 500%. Its brand recognition reached near universal awareness. Zoom was no longer a product. It was infrastructure. But rapid success carries hidden costs. As Zoom's user base expanded beyond corporate customers, new risks emerged. Security vulnerabilities surfaced. Zoom bombing incidents made headlines. Privacy advocates raised alarms. Zoom was suddenly serving children, government agencies, healthcare providers, and public courts. Systems built for business meetings were now supporting society. And Zoom wasn't fully prepared. Critics accused the company of prioritizing growth over safety. Regulators began asking questions. Public trust wavered. Eric Yuan responded with an unprecedented move. He froze all feature development for 90 days. Engineers focused exclusively on security. Transparency became a priority. This decision slowed growth, but it preserved credibility. Zoom survived the backlash, but the pressure revealed something deeper. Zoom's success was no longer about innovation. It was about responsibility. As the pandemic stretched on, cracks appeared. Zoom fatigue entered the cultural vocabulary. Remote work blurred boundaries, and human connection felt transactional. Zoom became associated with burnout. Employees didn't resent the tool itself, but they resented what it represented. A world without separation. As offices reopened, usage stabilized. Growth slowed. Investors recalibrated expectations. Zoom's valuation fell sharply from its pandemic peak. The question shifted. Was Zoom a permanent shift or just a temporary solution? Zoom attempted to evolve. It expanded into phone systems, virtual events, enterprise collaboration, and AI-powered tools. But competition intensified. Microsoft bundled Teams aggressively. Google integrated Meet deeper into Workspace. Hybrid work reduced meeting frequency. Zoom faced the classic post-crisis challenge. How do you grow after becoming essential? Zoom's story is not unique. It mirrors patterns seen across business history. Amazon benefited from e-commerce acceleration, but struggled with post-pandemic normalization. Peloton surged during lockdowns, then collapsed under unsustainable demand. Netflix thrived during isolation, then faced saturation. These companies didn't fail because of bad products. They face the same problem Zoom now confronts. What happens when emergency adoption ends? Zoom's rise exposes a deeper truth about disruption. Success is often less about timing and more about preparation. Zoom didn't predict the pandemic. It simply built something resilient enough to survive it. Zoom's journey offers 3 enduring business lessons. Lesson 1. User experience is not cosmetic, it is strategic infrastructure. Lesson 2. The biggest opportunities often arrive disguised as crises. Lesson 3. Being essential is temporary. Staying relevant is harder. Zoom did not win because it was loud. It won because it worked when nothing else did. And that raises a final question. In the next global disruption, which quiet company is already preparing? And which giants are assuming they can be replaced? If you found this story insightful, consider liking the video and subscribing for more deep business documentaries. Because the next Zoom is already being built, and most of us won't notice it until we can't live without it.